Hi, it's Melissa with Atlas CFO. Today we're talking about why we do a job schedule. The job schedule is something that can be very complex in our companies, but today we're talking about why we do it, and I'm going to show you some examples of what happens if you don't do it. Let's get started. So let's first talk about the name. Some people call it a job schedule, a WIP, a work in progress, work in process, project schedule. There's like a bajillion names. So I want to make sure that we first establish we're talking about the work in progress job schedule, the under over billings report. Here are all the different names that we could refer to it as, so we know that this is really just one report, but we call it many things. Why are we doing it? Well, the main reason is because we have a timing difference, and we can get really complex and talk about a lot of things with this job schedule, but really what we're trying to get to is the recognition of the timing difference of earned revenue. Not only can we use the job schedule for a recognition difference of the timing difference, but we also have all these other benefits that we can get from the job schedule. I have other videos that talk about how to read the job schedule for some of these other benefits, but today we're really just going to focus on what happens with this timing difference. We can look at that job schedule and figure out cash flow. We can look at profitability. We can look at even backlog information. There's a ton of information on our job schedule, but today we're talking about why we do it. Okay. If you don't have a job schedule, you will see your net income look like this, up and down, up and down. Whenever you have a job schedule on a monthly basis, you see your net income start to get flat. This can cause a lot of problems in an organization if you're not doing the job schedule adjustment. Just imagine your income going up and down and up and down, and then the owner comes and says, hey, let's look at our net income, and it's like, yay, we're winning at life, and then we're not. So why does the job schedule make that much difference in our net income? Well, we're going to give you an example. Now, I'm going to do some kind of detailed math here, so I hope you're going to follow, and if you need to rewatch the video, please do that. I've got one job. We're only going to pretend like we have our contractor with one job. No other jobs, just one. And this one job, I hope I've made it easy to follow. So we have one job that is worth $110,000 in contract and $100,000 in cost. So we're going to make $10,000 on this job. And that's all we're going to deal with. So this one company at the end of this would have $110,000 in revenue, $100,000 in job cost, and $10,000 in gross profit. Okay, let's get started and see what happens. The first thing I want to show you is an overview of what we're going to dig into with detail. So what happens whenever you have no WIP adjustment? You see up here, or no WIP adjustment, what happens to net income on a monthly basis? Frowny face, smiley face, smiley face. Look at the end. It didn't matter. It was still $10,000. Look at our bottom whenever we're going to do a WIP adjustment properly. Smiley face, no effect, same result. So we can create a lower stress level just by doing a job schedule and the associated adjustment. So let's dig into this. We remember our job. So our job is $110,000 in contract, $100,000 in cost, and $10,000 in profit. So let's look at month one. Month one on this job, we get to work. So we put $50,000 in cost in this job. So we're 50% complete, but we haven't billed it. Without a job schedule, without that work in progress adjustment, we're showing a goose egg for revenue, $50,000 for cost, and we're losing $50,000 that month. And then we go, what's going on? Why are we? And we go, oh yeah, remember we didn't bill that job. That's confusing. That's hard to remember. We don't feel very good about ourselves that month. There could even be some bad words that happen. Now month two. So month two is, we get to progress bill this job. So now we're going to bill that progress. We're going to bill 50% of the job. We actually billed a little bit more, but we're going to bill $60,000. And so this month we're winning. Now we've made $10,000 this month, but we still aren't really going to do any better because we've taken all that profit. Okay, now month three. we're going to bill the rest of the job. So now we billed 100% of the job, except that we don't have any cost. And so this particular month, yay! So you see what happened? Really low, middle, high, and at the end of it, we should have just been flat the whole time. We made it very dramatic. So now we're finally back to where we're showing the net income at 10,000. This particular month looks like it's awesome, but it's confusing. And just imagine that one of these is a time that you have to produce a financial statement for an outside company, like your surety or bank. How much confusion can that cause? So you can see we go, oh no, and then whew, we made it. This is not fun. This is not the way you want to run a business. This is not the way you want to feel. You have enough things that make you feel this way. You don't need your job schedule to do it too. So let's just review. If we have a job that is progressing along, we can create a lot of stress or we can stabilize it. We have so many things to worry about. We don't want to have to worry about whether we're making or losing money in drastic swings. Our owners are worried about, can we cash flow this? Do we have enough people? Do we have too many people? How are we going to fund payroll? How are we going to hire enough people? We don't want to establish any more worry. So let's talk about, in a perfect world, how we would go through a job. So in a perfect world, we would have revenue that just ticks along and costs that just tick along. And so we just have a really smooth situation where we don't have a lot of ups and downs. It's a perfect world. But we want to create this smoothing out of gross profit and of net income so that we don't have these hills and valleys. So whenever we have our owners say, hey, how are we doing this month? You can produce a financial statement that says, yay! We're doing good. We're doing good. We don't have to go, we're doing bad. We're doing great. And so with this job schedule enables us to stabilize. So now you're going, now I need to know how to make a job schedule. Well, yes, that's actually a different course. Today we're just talking about why we do them. And you would need to do a whole series of month-end close. So we have videos for that. That is actually in our accounting masterclass, and we're happy to share that information with you. You can see it at our website at atlascfo.com. And thank you for joining me today. I hope this helped make a little more sense on why the job schedule is so important for contractors. We'll see you soon. Bye.